Hey everybody, welcome to Friday Fun Live. This is Bonnie. Sorry, I'm just a minute or so late. Again, just looking at the computer and things were changed up a little bit, so I needed to do the learning curve right before I went live again. So let me go ahead and start off by saying hello. I hope you all had. Let me just say, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and maybe a profitable time out doing some shopping on Black Friday. I know I had a wonderful time. Shopping was fun mostly because it was with my children and with one of my little grandbabies. So that was just a lot of fun. And thanks for, showing me grace and understanding for not going live on Friday. There was just too much going on with family, and I did not want to miss a minute. So thank you guys. Um, Wanted to say hello, Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. Welcome to our chat today. Um, and they're asking, how are you? Praying all's well with your family. Yes, doing well. Thank you guys again for praying for my back. The back is doing well. Fingers are crossed. To trusting in the Lord with that. I'm trying to be careful. I haven't started exercising yet. I probably need to start. I was a little nervous about doing that just simply because um yeah, I just don't want to stress it out. Don't want to pull it out again. Anyway, Marie, so good to see you in the chat. And I can't pronounce the word, but a word be in front of the word Barbie. So welcome to our chat, Barbie, from the backwoods of Alaska. Oh my goodness. And Angie and Alana. Um, and she said, yes, hi everybody, countdown to Christmas. Yes, and the last minute was printing out something very special I want to read to you at the end of the broadcast concerning this because I love the Christmas holidays and I don't want to miss a minute of it. And I don't want to miss a minute getting distracted by other unnecessary things. And love to craft. It's good to see you in our chat, my friend. And Wanda Gordon, as always, I understand it's pronounced Bahama, not Bahama. It's spelled like Bahama, but it's funny, like the word Lancaster. If you're in Pennsylvania, I believe they pronounce it Lancaster. If you're in South Carolina, it's Lancaster, or it's just a different lilt to it. I probably mispronounced it there, but it's just very, very different depending on where you are. So it's Bahama, North Carolina. Thank you for correcting me and letting me know that, Wanda. I so appreciate that. The reason I got to hear that from Wanda herself is because we had another of our watch channel Zoom hangout, which is just a time where we can encourage each other face to face, listen to each other, talk to each other. It's not monologuing by me, but it's a lot of interaction with a smaller group. And this is just a perk as part of the watch channel. It's a paid subscription channel. I'm not trying to hit you over the head with that or anything. I know that that may be out of folks' budgets, but it's a $6.95 a month or $69.50 per year. We are not raising our prices going into 2024, even though our costs have gone up a little bit. We're going to keep the price the same. So if that's something that you're interested in, we try to keep the price the same. So like if you continually renew, your price will not go up, or at least that's what we're trying to do. And as also a part of that, you get complimentary written patterns of the new designs that I publish. So, and there are many already there. So if you join today, you could download a bunch of them already. So I'm hoping that it's a platform you'll enjoy. No spam. Um, I don't track your anything and I don't share that information with anybody. So in other words, no bots are going to be tracking you. It's an excellent, beautiful format. Again, no pop-ups, no commercials whatsoever on this particular channel. It's just pure crocheting. And there's a lot of content that is there that does not appear on my public channel. So if that's something that is interesting to you, check it out. There's a link in the video description below. Okay, so that's my brief commercial mode about how I got a chance to talk with Wanda. Um, and I believe Hannah is back. Yay, Hannah is back in our live stream. She was out running some errands this morning, so I just got the official word she is back in the saddle. So welcome, Hannah. We'll be seeing her pop in just a minute. Let's see. We have Elga in our chat from Ridgefield, Connecticut. Well, welcome, Elga. I'm so glad you could join us today. And we have Phil from, he says, howdy, y'all, from Montana. I have to let you know, Phil, I had my howdy, y'all on um, jacket on the other day that I picked up in Fort Worth, Texas. Um, oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Hannah. She just we have a comment in Persian in the comment section from Manny Manny, and the translation of that for us English folks who probably don't know Persian says, "Peace be upon you. How are you?" Thank you so much, Manny Manny. If you can understand this, I appreciate that. We thank you for the wish of peace. We all could use that these days. Doing great by the grace of God. Just enjoying every minute. Um, and just not trying to think ahead too much, just trying to take it moment by moment, and God is good in that. um oh, wow. So Phil says, since the last show I switched companies but still driving a truck. Well, thank you, Phil, for keeping us all supplied. I don't know what you're carrying. I know it may vary a lot, but all I know is that truck drivers like you are the ones who got us all through the pandemic, and I will not forget that. um Yeah, you guys are the backbone of America, really, when it comes to commerce. So thank you so much for what you do. Don't let anybody ever make you think that it's any less important than what you are, because you guys are great. And also, I have to say, you guys, for the most part, truckers are fantastic drivers too, always looking out for us. So whenever I'm driving around and I see a truck trying to get over, I let them over. Just try to got to be nice to those guys. Also, I don't want to be creamed in my Miata. So that's another that's another motivation that I have. But seriously, the number of bad truck drivers that I've seen on the road, they stand out like sore thumbs because it's so unusual to see one that's aggressive. Most truck drivers are just stellar in their driving skills and in their, I think, kindness to us. Um, wow. And from Monique, says, good evening. I'm watching you from France. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us all the way across the pond there. Um, let's see. And Red Hook is wishing Phil good luck. Hope the new company works out. Absolutely, Phil. I hope that does work out. He said the people here are super nice. That's a blessing. I hope that works long term for you, my friend. Um, let's see. I just got a lot of comments load. Forgive me for the delay here. Um, and Phil says, our paths have crossed in the previous 25 to 30 years. So I know some of the people here, including the owner. That's great. If you got respect already going, that is fantastic. I hope that works well for you, Phil. Um, and stay safe, because I know the weather's starting to get kind of bad in places. Sherry, good morning to you. Just thank you for wishing Phil well. That's really great. That's what I love about you guys. And Wanda, thank you too. Just encouraging each other. That's so amazing. It's unlike the world that we see, at least the world that I see outside my little bubble doesn't generally do that. So thank you guys for setting the pace, setting great examples. And Lynn, thank you for your encouragement, my friend. She says, hoping you are doing fine today. Hello to everyone in the chat. Stay warm. Yeah, I got my I got my alpaca poncho on this morning, and it doesn't feel over. I'm not overheating or anything. It feels perfect. I took off my flannel shirt. I thought, I'll just wear my alpaca poncho today. This is the Wandering Cables. In case I'm gonna just stand up and show you. This is the Wandering Cables poncho. In case some of you haven't seen this, a lot of times it looks like a sweater when I'm just sitting here, but it's definitely a poncho. Um, and Ola Joe says, I started working on the Cumulus cabled cap already using loops and threads yarn. I hope that works out for you. I don't have the sample to show you because I believe I either gave it away as a gift, or I may have sold it at at the Fiber Festival from years ago. I don't know. I couldn't find it this morning, but the Cumulus cabled cap is it's like a tam. Well, it is a tam, and it fits really well, and it's a little different than your standard, just pom pom kind of a hat. So if you want to take a look at that, it is on the home channel. It is an older video, so if I'm really chatty in that, that's why it was. I was still on the learning curve. That was recorded, I think, back in 2016. Oh, it's getting some age on it. So I did update it, but the link in the book, Cable Crocheted Made Easy. Hey, I can show you a picture of it in here. It originally appeared in this book, and it has been out of the public square. This is the first time I released it to the public because I thought I should probably get some of these out there because I think they're fun. Let me get a picture of it. Here we go. Here's a picture of my beautiful daughter-in-law wearing the hat right here. And it also has a matching cowl, and it also has a matching set of fingerless gloves. So let me show you. Laying flat, there's the cowl, and that is the hat. So it has the large, kind of the elongated cable on that. And come on, fingers. It also has a matching pair of mitts, of fingerless gloves. Okay. And we're calling those cuffs just to be alliterative. So anyway, if that's something that is interesting to you, you probably already have the pattern if you have this book. If not, you can buy the pattern in my Lovecraft store, and it includes all 3 items. Even though the hat is on the public channel, the other 2 items also have links to unlisted videos so that you can make the entire set if that's something you want to do. And since I've got my books out here, let me just mention earlier in the broadcast here, because I might forget later, that I have added my books back to my website. I have Cable Crochet Made Easy, and this is the newest leaflet on the cabled throws. There are 7 cabled throws in here, and these all have video tutorials to them, so you're not alone on these. Okay, another one. There are 6 throws, cabled crocheted throws in here. This is a beginner book. It's not real thick, as you can see, but I tried to distill it down to what you really need, and there are videos for every design in here, plus a video on just some very important basics of crochet. This one does not have all videos. I do have video stitch videos, and there is one throw in here. The Winter White does have a complete video tutorial on my YouTube channel. So, and I did have other books too. I have my other 2 books, the Contemporary Celtic Crochet and the other book from Interweave, available. And when you spend $50, you can pick one of these 4 books for free that I'll throw in. And I only ship in the US just because of the cost of shipping, and it has gone up again, even in the US. And the other thing is I cover shipping. So whatever price you see on there, you probably have to pay taxes depending on where you live. But I will throw one of these in for free. All you need to do when you order, you must say, I want your special. This is not listed on Etsy for the public. This is just when you're following me. So you need to say, hey, Bonnie, I want this. I want textured super scarves, or I want bags and backpacks, or I want winning at the fair, or I want cable baby blankets. Just say specifically which one you want, and I will include that in the shipping. I'm only going to be having these in my store for like the next 2 weeks. And then I have to discontinue that because I won't have the time to ship out because I'll be doing Christmas travel again. So, and I encourage you, if you're looking for special gifts for your crafter crocheting friends and you want something like that, I personalize them all. I sign them all, unless you want me not to sign them. I'm going out the door. And right now, I'm the only one who has this in stock. This is out of stock with Amazon, and it's also out of stock with Leisure Arts. I'm told in a couple weeks it is coming back in stock. They do have the PDF. Who wants it? Who wants something just in your computer? You want a book that you can hold. At least I do, because if I just have it in my computer, I forget about it. I need to have a book to look me in the face to remind me that I have some really fun things there to do. Um, okay, is the book you're talking about back in circulation? If you're talking about this one, Nancy, it just keeps selling out with Leisure Arts, and they just have to keep replenishing it, and there's just a delay there. I did contact them this week. Yes, it's one of their best selling, and by the grace of God. And I contacted the young man who is my contact, and he said, "Oh yeah, we'll get those back. It's just going to take about 2 weeks." So, but I do have some copies here, and the price is about the same because you're not having to pay for shipping with me. You will have to pay for shipping with everybody else unless you're, Prime member with Amazon. Of course, I'm a Prime member. I don't know what I'd do without Amazon, especially since they are published. I use them for publishing now too. So anyway, um, thanks for that prompt, Ola Joe. And we have MJ Busy Michael, I guess Michelle J. Okay. And welcome to our chat. Yeah. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah. So I think it's the same one. Yeah. The Aaron Afghans. It's out of stock. I shouldn't say out of print. It's out of stock. It's not out of print because they brought it back. So thank you for helping me to clarify that. Um, and it has been confusing for me, especially. I had to fight to get that one back so that they would, print some more up for me. And Shatika Woods, so good to have you, and Stephanie in the chat. And let's see. Oh, okay. If you're referring to the first book, this one, is that the one you're talking about? No, these are in print. These are Hannah was wondering if this one was out of print. No, it's not out of print. This is very much alive and doing well in my Amazon store. And again, all of these designs, all 18 designs, have complete video tutorials with cables. I'm sorry, tutorials for the right and the left-handed. I'm talking with Hannah back and forth. Let me go ahead and do that. If you're asking about this one, no, that's definitely back in stock. That's a relatively new book. This is definitely available from Amazon and I believe Walmart.com and maybe Barnes and Noble. It's out there, and I've got these in my online Etsy store as well. All right. And we have I have Hannah back in the chat, obviously. Jacqueline, good morning from sunny, windy Los Angeles. Praying you are better. Thank you, Jacqueline, for thinking of me. Yes. It back is so much better. The first morning you wake up and you realize every thought and concentrated effort is not on how to move and not having to even think before standing. It's like, wow, this is a new freedom that I haven't had in a few weeks. And it has made me much more grateful. Let's hope the thankfulness sticks with my heart here, but very thankful for just mobility, just being able to stand. I'm not talking about being you know, a marathon runner or any of that. I mean, just being able to stand and without pain. I got to drive my little Miata around, and getting in and out of that can be it's not a problem when I'm healthy, not a problem at all. But when the back is acting up as bad as it did, I could not even bend over to put my socks on hardly to try to get into a car. So thank you, Hannah. All right. So we have Kim from Texas. Welcome, Kim. And Crochet Done My Way. It's good to see you in the chat, Wanda. And Jacqueline. And let's see. And Michelle says, good morning. Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Happy December from Helena, Montana. Well, so glad to see you. And I guess you're the one who has the daughter who had the issue last year, I think. Forgive me if I'm getting that confused, but just to let you know, if you are, I was thinking of you and praying for you all this morning. especially for your daughter and your little grandbaby. So hoping everything is well. That you must be getting pretty big by now. Must be at least a year old. So um, I hope they're all doing well, Michelle. And again, I'm running into there's the Manny. Good to see you in the chat. And and thank you, Tracy. She says, really enjoy your channel. Thank you. I'm glad you do. That's a blessing to me. That's the goal, is just to keep crochet alive, to do it graciously, and to just keep people enjoying it. Don't ever want you guys to be bored because you only have one redundant pattern that you're doing all the time. It's always fun to keep the brain active, to be thinking and doing something, learning something new. And Monique, bonjour. Thank you for joining us. And Archer Nace, Terry. Oh, thank you, Terry, for your gift. You have just pushed us over. Let me do some admin here, because I don't remember this on my own. So Terry has pushed us up to 105. So that means we get a song next week. So I'm not prepared to do anything right now, but I am working on some Christmas things. So maybe I've got this new uh, what do you call it? Kind of a looper platform, so that you can play something and it records, and then you can play upon that again and again. I'm kind of new to it. I'm trying to get a little skilled in it. So maybe I'll be able to play something with a guitar background music. Doesn't that sound interesting? We'll see. We'll see if my technical brain can pick up on that for next week. But it's something that I am learning, and I'm hoping to put more music up on my Sapphire Freeway channel. I haven't put music up there in probably 3 years now, so I really want to update that at some point. And Josie from Northern California, welcome, and Anya from Holland. So glad to have you with us. Um, and again, Tracy, Archer and Ace, thank you so much for your kindness there. And I'm not sure. Let me look at my notes again. I think this round is going to Rancho 3M. So yeah, I know that the children there in Mexico, in Juarez, they're outside of Juarez, Mexico, will really appreciate your gifts. So thank you so much. And Swati, so good to see you. She says, happy Friday, y'all. I can't stay since I need to take my mom to a doctor appointment. Hope everyone is well and enjoying this holiday season. Yeah, I was praying for you this morning too, Swati, you and your mom. Hope the things that you've asked me to pray for, I hope that they are in remission and getting better. Um, and Jay Liz, welcome to our chat. And Sandra Harper, yeah, thank you for joining us. And Nancy Brewer, and oh, thank you, Wanda. She said really enjoyed that Zoom. I did too. You ladies are amazing. So I'm looking forward. Um, I don't know if I mentioned it. I might have gotten distracted. This coming Monday, December 4th at 8 o'clock, we're going to try another Zoom. Pardon me here. So we're going to do another Zoom again, December 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm hoping that people like Swati um, can join us for that. People on the West Coast, maybe people in other parts that are on different time zones, because I know not everybody is on the Eastern time zone like moi. So okay, and Hannah has a question. How can someone receive free shipping on the Aaron Afghan book? Okay, great question. This is unfortunately only in the US, the continental US. Um, I have some of these in my Etsy store, ETSY. There is a link in the video description below. Um, I ship these out, I believe, free shipping. I'll have to check on that on Etsy, but I'm pretty sure these ship free. I may need to verify that, but it's through my Etsy store. If you don't see that, you can email me and I will double check that before you order. But once you place your order, it's kind of hard to swap that out. I can do it, but you have fees on both ends depending on how you work it with PayPal and everything. So yeah, that's on my Etsy store. I don't believe they're available again, like at at Amazon or at Leisure Arts. We just got a delivery outside. Our Hannah knows about this. Our lawnmower, I have to tell you this story. Oh my goodness. My husband was having trouble with our lawn tractor. We have an acre, so we have a lot of, and we have a nice big hill in the backyard. So it's really hard to use the push mower. So we have a riding lawnmower that is now 19 years old. Um, it's a great model. It's a Japanese brand. What is it? It's a Kubota. So it's a really, really nice one. And my husband was having trouble with it stalling and with the choke and just it was just a mess the last time he tried to use it. So we had to have it taken to the shop. So they just dropped it off. And it turns out that they found about 10 hickory nuts lodged in that section between internally somehow in the machine. So it was preventing good control of the throttle. And you know where they came from, Hannah, right? All these little I'm trying to think of a better word to say than pesky, but pesky squirrels around. We have a lot of hickory trees and which are beautiful. They produce a lot of nuts, which bring a lot of squirrels. And yeah, I won't say what my husband's doing because you animal lovers aren't going to like it. But I will say that these squirrels have done thousands of dollars of damage to our vehicles over the years. So that's why I park my Miata far away from the trees, hoping that they won't see that they can hide stuff and damage it as well. But we eventually had to get rid of our Ford. It was a 97. It was an old truck. Had to get rid of our pickup truck because it needed a lot more work done, and particularly because of the squirrels. And then the last thing they did was they chewed through the fuel lines and other things on the truck. So we just eventually just donated it because we just didn't have the time or the really the money and aggravation to get it repaired and then have it happen again. So we might be on a squirrel hunt here, but I don't know. That's all. That's all I'd say about it. Yes, Hannah, the truck has officially been gone for a while. Well, actually, actually were able to sell it to somebody who was interested in buying it, and they got it for like a very low price. So yeah, it really needed to be that truck, Hannah, really needed to be given to somebody who loved working on vehicles and had the time to do it. And the person who bought it is very skilled at working on them, and he loved the truck. So everybody's happy. We're happy. He's happy. So yeah. Anyway, some local drama here that we're dealing with. Um, oh, thank you, Barbie. I think glad you like the poncho. I love wearing ponchos. They are so comfortable. Um, and if you don't feel like really getting dressed much, they can really cover up a lot. So it's really fun. Yeah, Hannah says about the truck. It had a lot of history with the family. Time for a new chapter for someone else. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if we were, Jay Leno and had a garage, we could keep it and restore it and a crew that could do that. We would probably hang on to it. It was the my late father-in-law's, it was the last vehicle he purchased before he passed away. He passed away in 1998. So he bought this the year before he died. It was a beautiful red Ford F-150. And then it sat unused for many years in Mrs. Barker's garage. And then eventually she gave it to our boys who used it to get back and forth to work. One of my sons drove it to college at Liberty University and drove it there for many years. It helped us move many people, including our own children, back and forth. Then Hannah has used it for many years getting around. So it served us well. And it's just serving somebody else now. So, it's easy to get sentimental about things, but we just don't have the money or the room to really, hang on to something that's may get eaten by the resident rodents outside. So anyway, um, oh, thank you, Archer. She says, can't do the watch Zoom often, but it was fun. Yeah, I'm only doing them trying to do about every 2 weeks. That way, and every time that we've done it, we've had different people join us. So it's just a lot of fun to get to know one another and to ask questions and just to encourage as well. And we have Wendy from the yard shop. Hey, Wendy, I've been thinking about getting out to visit you guys there. I want to visit when you're there, but I've just had to wait for this silly back of mine to get back into shape. So I may have to try to get down there to visit you and see you at your new location soon. For those of you looking for an excellent yarn shop, there is one in Hagerstown, Maryland. You can check that out. And if you go on a Thursday, you can meet Wendy. She's great. Um, and Monique wants to know if all of my books are on Etsy. Uh, most of them are. There are a couple. I don't have my noggins and necks activated right now simply because I only have like one or two copies. So I'm kind of rethinking how many I'm going to carry there. Um, but yeah, all most of them are there. Not every single one, but I think most of them are there and active. There are a few. There is another leisure arts, couple leisure arts leaflets that are not there, um, but 85% of my books are there. Uh, Michelle, that's kind of you welcoming Phil to Montana. Um, And let's see, Kathy says, okay, that must be the French one that was interpreted by Hannah. No, no, no. Hannah, did you? I don't know if you interpreted Kathy Fleur's. That would be good if you could, unless I already missed something there. And Anna says, "Good morning, everyone. I can't hear you, but I thought I should tell you that I got upper back pain from years of knitting. Maybe it's the knitting in your case too. We'll check this out." Uh, yeah, I'm sure that contributes to it. I think you're onto something there. And I know that what I do is a very sedentary kind of a job. It does involve a lot of sitting. I don't know how to walk around the house and knit or crochet. If I did, I would. Um, I have a lot. Actually, what I do as much, if not more, than the actual sitting and crocheting is the computer work. And the computer work is also a lot of sitting. I know I probably need to stand more and do that. I just need to do more exercise. I know what I need to do. It's just oftentimes I'm so busy with what I do here with working and writing and and the problem really is I love what I do. I don't want to put it down to go do something outside. I I need to do that. I need to be better. I need to be more disciplined. I know that. I just need to do something about it. But yeah, yeah. I'm like a little kid. I just want to do what I want to do. um, Oh, thank you, Barbie. She said the channel is worth every penny. Thank you. I That's my goal. I really concerning the watch channel, it's watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. I want to deliver value to the people who enjoy this. I don't market it real hard a lot with paid advertisement because um, I just don't know that it would appeal to as many people. I mean, the people that love this kind of crochet, I think will understand the value, and that's all that I'm looking for. I'm not, you know, yeah, I'm not looking to, to be real sales pitchy about it, but we just want people to be able to do what they love without being tracked by all these other companies and good gracious, you know how that is. You all these pop-ups and stuff. And let me just say that I understand why people do that. It is an income for them. We are resisting putting anything like that on our website because it just makes it so spammy. It's like you're having to push the stuff away to see the content. Um, so I don't want that to be your experience when you look at the stuff online. We have opted not to do that, or at least for now. Things may change in the future. I don't know, but I do not want it to be one of those, like I know you guys, and there's no shame in doing this. There are these free crochet pattern channels. Sometimes they violate copyright. I won't go down that rabbit hole right now, but for the most part, I think most of them are offering, just regular, things that are legitimately free, patterns and so forth. But when you visit those channels, I mean, to print off a pattern, you're going to use like 10 pages of ink from your printer, and it's just spam, 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 just continually covering it. And that's how they can do that to have the patterns for free. They're making money on you going to that site and getting assaulted essentially by all that stuff. So if you have ever wondered how can they do that for free? They're getting paid by the ad pop-ups and everybody. That's how they do it for free. And yeah, I don't I'd rather pay somebody a few dollars for a pattern than to have to navigate that kind of an environment. So anyway, okay, that was a strong opinion. Hope I didn't offend anybody out there, but that's why I don't do all my free stuff, because I don't want you to have to, surf that kind of an environment. Um, Hey Denise, welcome to the chat, and Jane from Lincolnshire, UK. I'm so glad you can join us, and Julie from Louisville, Kentucky. Notice I know how to say that. I have really dear friends living in Louisville, not Louisville, but Louisville, Kentucky. I'm told that's how you know if you're from there or not, or if you've ever been there or not. Is how do you pronounce this word? Um, so anyway, we have Kathy from Modesto, California. Oh, and Barbie wants to know, is it okay to ask if anybody makes and sells Bonnie Bay crochet ponchos? I don't know if people do or not. Um, Let me go. I just had a lot of, hold on. Just had a lot of things load. Oh, thank you, Susan, for reminding about the thumbs up on this. I so appreciate that. Um, well, there's a lot of chat today. I'm trying to back up to Barbie's question. Gee whiz, am I really that far behind? Yeah, I guess I am. Okay. So Barbie wants to know, is it okay? Okay. I don't know if anybody does or not. I will go over my policy on that. If you purchase a pattern from me and you make and you sell them on Etsy, that's great. I'm flattered. Um, the only thing that I ask is if where it's appropriate. I'm not even saying you have to do this, but where appropriate, I just ask for designer credit, in words. This is a design by Bonnie Barker, whatever, so that people know who the designer is. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for money or any of that. I don't restrict it. I don't see how you can restrict it, but I'm flattered when people make and they're able to sell them. The only thing I ask again is designer credit, and I will ask a second thing, and that is, don't sell yourselves short. Okay. Don't sell yourself. If you make something like this and you go to sell it, please get your time and your expertise out of that in the fee. Don't short sell your stuff. Okay. Um, oh, thank you, Hannah, um, for translating that from Monique. She said, I do a lot of crochet for about 8 hours a day, and I love your tutors. Oh, thank you, Monique. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Barbie. Definitely ask, ask around. You can check, Etsy, and, look up ponchos. I don't know that anybody's making this one yet, but yeah, I personally don't make to sell, because it's just a lot of extra work on my hands. So I don't mass crochet any of my stuff. I tried that long time ago. Never made a dime doing it. Um, when you consider how much was invested in the yarn, and then paying for table fees, by the time all said and done, you might make maybe a couple $100. Um, but just for the time put into that is like so far below minimum wage. It's just not even funny. So I don't do that, but definitely check around on Etsy and the other maker sites and see what you find. And if you find someone that does, let me know. I would love to see what they're asking for that, just to see, how they're doing. Oh, Kathy says, I'm making one. Yay, Kathy. Um, oh, thank you. Says hello from Connecticut. I don't see the name on there, but anyway. And Margita, good to see you in the chat. And Nancy says, my dad was a truck driver and he drove and instructed for Greyhound bus lines. That is so cool, Nancy. You know what? This is some history we can share. My grandfather, his name was, well, I knew him as Grandpa Apsher. He um, was a Greyhound bus mechanic in Cincinnati, Ohio for more than 40 years. And he tells these great stories about being on a Greyhound bus in his retirement, and the bus would break down. And instead of calling the tow truck, he would just get out as a passenger because he had a lifetime pass to ride the bus anywhere that he wanted to. And he went all over the country. He and his wife, who was my step grandmother, my grandmother passed away before I was born. But anyway, so he would get out of the bus and go fix the bus and then get back on. And so yeah, so we have a little bit of a family connection there. He was um, very much a Greyhound guy. Okay, and from Chelsea, there's a question. How do you know how to do calculations to make a pattern? I would love to create a pattern, but have no idea to start. That's a great question, Chelsea, and I can't really answer that in even an hour or less because there's a lot involved. It really depends on what you're doing, um, your gauge, and all of that. There's so many variables. I get this question a lot. People say, "Okay, I want to make this throw into a king size bed. How many chains do I start with?" And I'm like, I can't answer that because of so many variables. It's like solving an algebraic equation, solving for not just X, but solving for A, B, and C too. And I don't have any other factors. So there's a lot involved in that. If you wanted to contact me, bonniebay@me.com through email, I'll be glad to have a conversation. And if you want to get specific on that, also, if you are a member of the Crochet Guild of America or CGOA. We do have a mentor program, and I'm actually one of the people in charge of the committee with the mentors. We can connect you up with somebody who writes patterns regularly and can answer all these detailed questions. So that's a great perk too of the Crochet Guild of America. Um, yeah, but great question. I got distracted with the Greyhound bus, but that is so cool, Nancy. Um, your dad, my granddad, yeah, that company's been around a long time. And welcome Tracy to the chat. And I think she's just putting her agreement in with the others, just encouraging Phil about the truck drivers. Yes, thank you very much. Ooh, Wendy said, I just got a hank of Cumulus to make the fabulous beret for my sister-in-law. Ooh, I hope you like it, Wendy. The yarn that I use for that, you can use any worsted weight yarn for that, by the way, but I had found this yarn at the store at the Knit and Pearl down it used to be in Myrtle Beach, now it's in Surfside in South Carolina. And it's Juniper Farms uh, yarn. It's it's a worsted weight, but it's a roving, so it's just a one ply thick. It's Israeli cotton, and this stuff is super, super soft. Now, there's no bounce back to it, I promise you. But when you do the ribbing around the inner circle of the tam, there will be some like the ribbing like this. There will be a little bit, and it's enough to hold the hat on, obviously. But it's just a soft, it's like crocheting with butter. I mean, it is as soft as that for real. It's it's wonderful. It's not I wouldn't use that for I won't get into all it, but have to be careful how you use that kind of yarn. I wouldn't use that for something that gets a lot of extreme wear because I don't think it would hold up all that well. But it's just very soft, just beautiful, soft to the touch kind of quality of yarn. And I hope you enjoy that, Wendy. Um, Nancy Brewer says, well, with these days, some truckers are terrible. It's the young ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one, Nancy. Yeah, there are some aggressive truck drivers. You just have to really look out. And but my point, I guess, with all of that was that there's probably 100 times more aggressive automobile drivers out there as compared to highly trained CDL drivers. So, but yeah, I mean, no, no we're not in heaven yet, so nothing is perfect for sure. But anyway, uh, Anna says we got the year's first snow here in southern Sweden. It's beautiful, but about 14 degrees colder than this time last year. Well, my kids would love that. They were dreaming of snow, but they're down in Georgia, so they're gonna have to dream real hard. um, and Nancy asked, "What kind of project would you use mohair for?" I love using mohair for shawls and scarves. But one thing about mohair, make sure you understand the design and the stitches and how to begin before you begin, especially with the starting chain. Don't even do the starting chain until you know that you know your stitches. Use another kind of yarn to practice, maybe to understand the stitches if they're brand new to you. Like do a little swatch and then go into the mohair because it's unforgiving when it comes to ripping out. But if you can handle that, looking around, I don't have anything that I could grab to show you right away, but it's an amazing yarn. It's one of the warmest natural fibers on the planet. And a lot of times mohair is blended with some silk. Excuse me. The silk helps to give it strength and structure, but mohair it can look like a very lightweight, thin thing that you're wearing, but believe me, it will heat you up as much as wearing like an alpaca poncho or something. It's a very wonderful, more of like ethereal kind of a yarn. I love it. So, but I would stick with shawls and scarves. A friend of mine now in South Africa did knit a sweater with it, and I'm thinking of maybe a kind of a loosely fitted sweater that looks beautiful, but it's not going to be a real tight fit because it doesn't have a lot of stretchiness, bounce back. But she has this beautiful knit, like a vest that looks amazing. So some people do use it for fitted items. So anyway, um, yeah, what time is it? Ooh, we're getting late. Let me show you some yarn I got. Um, and I'm really looking forward. I got a whole pack. This is complimentary yarn from Cascade Yarns. And look at the color of this. I mean, look at the richness of this color. Why does it look so beautiful like that? Well, because this is wool. This is Cascade 220 Heathers. 220 yards. This is a worsted weight. 220 yards, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. It's Peruvian Highland wool and very durable, beautiful. There was a yarn that was discontinued on another tam uh, hat that I made for them that was a free pattern. And they took it off their site. And somebody asked me about that. And I did some research and found out, well, that the yarn had been discontinued. The yarn was called Boliviana. So she asked me, and I asked her, I said, can I remake it? She said, sure. So there is a video called I can't even remember the name of the hat, but if you go to my playlist and look at hats, you'll see a blue hat there. It has a French name. It's a beret. But I'm going to remake it and I'm going to update the video. I'm going to do a brand new video with this yarn coming probably, I'm thinking look for it around St. Patrick's Day, because I think I'm going to save something really pretty and green for mid-March. Okay. But I'm also thinking I'd like to I may just do I'm just thinking out loud here, maybe some fingerless gloves and maybe a cowl to go with this. Even though it's 100% Peruvian wool, it's soft. It's not baby alpaca soft, but it is soft enough to be worn against the skin, in my opinion. So I've got that. And I hit the Love Crafts store again, and they had Debbie Bliss. I've never used Debbie Bliss. This is on my, and I haven't even opened this up. Let me go ahead and open this up. I haven't even touched this stuff yet, so I don't even know if it's, I don't even know if it's like a Brillo pad or if it's super soft. Ah, it's not a Brillo pad. This is nice. Oh my goodness. This is super soft. Yeah. More greens. This is called jalapeno. On this is Debbie Bliss, Amaya. I paid for this with my own money. And I'll give you some stats on this. This is a worsted weight. Oh, this is 100% alpaca. Oh boy. 100 meters or 50 grams. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it was like 40% off. And I ended up getting free shipping because if you have more than $65 worth, and I definitely have more than $65 worth. So I'm thinking of using this to redo a project. And it was in, let me show you, it was in Cable Crochet Made Easy. Someone asked me about this because, let me think about this. Yeah. Nope, that's not the book. Anyway, I'm going to be redoing something with this yarn. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. All right. It was actually a project that someone requested, and I recorded it in another yarn. And then I ended up losing some of the clips somehow, so that I couldn't use it. And honestly, the yarn that I used for it before, I didn't like the way it came out. I didn't want to recommend people using the same yarn if I didn't like the way it came out. Anyway, so I'm going to use this yarn and try something new. And I also wanted to work on some quick knit for the beginner knit playlist on my channel. In case some of you want to start learning how to knit, I'm going to be making some headbands with this really thick yarn. It's this acrylic. It's the Simply Super Chunky. It's not just a number 5. I believe it's like a number 6. It's a number 6 weight. 100 grams, 60 meters, 100% acrylic. But I think this is fairly soft, and I think this would work up really great for some quick knit hats, quick knit, or even quick crochet. But I think, and look at this. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm going to be working up some of these for easy projects. Now, if you're looking for quick and easy, you realize, oh my gosh, there's some people that are on your list and you don't have anything ready for them. Check out the video description below. I do have a playlist on my channel for quick ideas that you can make with, stash from your yarn, and it should be, easy. Okay, isn't the Liberty shawl made with mohair? I did make the Liberty shawl with mohair as a sample, but I made it with other yarns as well. So yes. And also, I'm getting back to the mohair. I know I'm squirrel going all over the place. Concerning the question with mohair, don't feel like you have to use a tiny hook on that stuff. If you oversize your hook a bit, even though the yarn is thin, that gives it that more ethereal effect. Okay, so don't feel like you have to stick with a lace weight hook that's dinky. Use your regular hooks and just see what you can do. Another thing to do with mohair is to add that with another strand of, let's say, sock weight yarn, and it'll give it a nice fuzzy texture as well. Okay, tan sampler. I'm trying to think. Okay, tan sampler. I know. She says, I have a question. Chelsea says, I have a question about your tan sampler pattern. I just started the basket weave portion, and it's looking really bulky. I'm not sure if that's how it's meant to look at the beginning or if I need to move up a hook size. Chelsea, what I'd recommend you do is take a photo with your phone and email it to me, and I can take a look and see what may be going on there. You can email to me, bonniebay@me.com, and I will answer you as soon as I can. All right, so I'm going to just kind of run through a lot here. I'm getting close to the end of the broadcast here. We have Carol Beth, welcome from Oregon. I'm so glad you could be here. And Crochet Done My Way says the beret is on my list. Go make, yeah. And Ruby, welcome to our chat. And glad you got the sound back, Kathy. And Barry, welcome to you. And enhanced NH says popping in to say hi, hugs all around. That's so kind. And I'm going to be skipping over some. Thank you for the comments on the poncho, Kathy and Michelle. I appreciate that. And we have Charlotte from Denmark. And yeah, books, all the books I showed are in circulation, Nancy. And then, okay, Anna adds about the back problems. I should add that my upper back pain disappeared when I quit knitting. So, well, you might want to give it a try. Yeah, we'll see. I am trying to space things out a bit, and I am actually crocheting a lot less than I would otherwise because I know there's no end to it. So I do get up and I do plan movement during my day, get up and do errands and so forth. And so glad enhanced NH. I'm so glad that you enjoy that Celtic crochet book. I just had a ball writing those, although it was a lot of work, but I love it. Um, Thank you, Denise, for your kind words, and Barbie too. Thank you. I just want to make sure, see if there's anybody new that I haven't greeted yet, and then I have something really fun to read. Oh, Crochet Done My Way. Don't I was so glad that you're doing well. I know that you're very busy out there on the road a lot. Um, Wanda is also one of our heroic truck drivers out there caring for all of us and keeping us all fed and clothed. Um, Quite literally, I should say. Thank you, Wanda. I hope things are well with you. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Nancy. Much. I'm feeling much better. And Freaky Geek. Wow, haven't seen you in a while. So glad you could join us. She said, hello, all happy first day of the last month. Yeah, we got the rabbit emoji in our group text, my family text from one of our kids. It's always we play this silly little game. The first person to say rabbits to the others gets good luck for the month. We don't believe that good luck stuff, but it's just kind of a silly game that my old roommates and I from college used to play, and we've just kind of adopted that in our family now. So we're stuck on that. Oh, thank you, Wanda, for the congrats on the grandbabies. Yeah, they are so amazing. And let's see. Oh wow! So Michelle, this is getting back to the grandbaby. Her daughter had a stroke after she had like 2 weeks after she had a baby, and miraculously, even though the doctors thought, this is Michelle M, even though the doctors thought that the mom, which is Michelle's daughter, would not survive, she did. And she's, last I heard, making tremendous progress. I mean, just blowing the doctors' minds that she's done so well so fast. So 11 months old. Wow. I'm just continue to pray for you all, Michelle, because I know that once the crisis passes, there's always something with children. I see that. Ah, and yay, Cynthia said she's. I'm late finishing my cumulus cloud hat today. Yay. Um, all right, we have JD in the chat. So glad that you're here. Oh, she said, love that little geisha doll on your shelf. I love all things. Oh, thank you. Um, that doll right here behind me? And I have another one above. Let me push this up a minute. There's another one right above, right there in the glass case. Both of those are special mementos from my parents. My dad specifically, when he was in the Korean War, not the police action, the Korean War, back in the 1950s, he sent these things back home to my mom. He would go to Japan on R&R, and and then he would buy things for my mom and send them home to her. And yeah, so that's a very special thing. My dad was drafted 6 months after my mom and dad were married, and then for the next 3 years, my dad spent a lot of time camping out in the mountains of South and North Korea, and where it's very cold in the winters. And that's why I'm from South Florida, because he came home from the war and he said, I never want to see snow for the rest of my life. And he didn't see much after that. He went down to South Florida and there we stayed. um, so anyway, so thank you for pointing those out. Yeah, that's a reminder of my dad and my mom, and I just love the fact that she's holding a little ball of yarn. So that who would have known? I mean, anyway, it's a very very special memories of my folks. So thanks for pointing that out, JD. Uh, yep, you're right, Hannah. Something Grandpa got Grandma. And Denise wants to know, how do you obtain the link from Zoom? Good question. I will send that out to all my watch subscribers about a day or two before the meeting, and I'll let you know. I keep that out of the public eye because that's just for my watch subscribers. So if you're a watch subscriber, you will get the notification that I will send you. Okay, and it is 1:03. And Freaky Geek says, yeah, you have to be quick to keep up with Zoom. Yeah, it's a tricky thing. I was kind of hoping to do it another way, but I think that's just the best option for me to be able to communicate and to bless the watch subscribers in that way. So, oh, thank you, Sandra. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. And that's the thing about the Zoom Hangouts. It's not just me, it's all of us, talking and sharing, and we learn new things about each other and about the regions where we're from. It's just a lot of fun. It's like a bunch of gals hanging out. Guys are welcome too. Um, so anyway, oh, you don't see the newest one. Wanda doesn't see the newest book on Etsy. Wanda, that might be my neglect. I will check on that as soon as I'm done here, and I will make sure that that one is activated. I may have just overlooked that, so I'll go and check on that for sure. Um, and Wanda says a squirrel recently chewed up the gas line on our church van. Ah, yes, yes. I think we're going to declare war here soon, Wanda, on those critters. They are so cute and beautiful, but they are so um, destructive is the word that comes to mind. I just hope they don't mess with my car. I keep that car away from the trees so that they hopefully they'll just leave it alone. And Nancy Brewer says, yeah, they had a '96 pickup truck that had some electrical problems. End of an era. Yeah. Yeah, the '97 that we had also had some electrical issues with it as well. And Cynthia's saying they had mice in their vehicles, making little homes and chewing wires, even in our garage. Ay, ay, ay. Yep. That's why you have pest control organizations. Yep. Oh, thank you, Denise. She likes my jumper behind me here. That'll be coming out early 2024. I just got to do some writing and send it off to the editors and so forth. So yeah, editor, singular. And Jay Liz says squirrels are cute, but they are rodents and quite good at destruction. Yes, they are. Um, and Barbie's laughing about our squirrels. She said we have bears 8 months old out of the year, 8 months out of the year, but they do not whole things away. They sit in the yard and eat fresh chicken. Oh, good grief. Yeah, my daughter-in-law's parents in Pensacola, Florida, they live in a wooded area, and they have bears. And what's funny is the bears can come and destroy and do whatever, but you're not allowed to do anything because they're protected. So, oh my goodness. Uh, I think I'd want to go on a bear hunt, but of course, if that's illegal, whatever. I mean, I guess you got to protect yourself however you can, but wow. And Anna says, my grandmother used to feed squirrels. Sometimes they came into the house. Such sweet little ones. Oh, you got to be careful. Yeah.
All right. And we have Virginia. I'm glad that you could join us. Um, says, hope you're feeling better and having a good day. I can bend over. I can bend over for very long. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Um, yeah. Anna says, crochet didn't hurt me, but only knitting did. But yes, I need to exercise more too. Yeah, I haven't knit in a while. Yeah, but I need to do that. Well, let me go ahead. It looks like there are a lot more comments. Did I get to the end of it? Wow, did I really? And love to craft. It's good to see you again. In case I didn't, I think I did say hey before, but all right. Well, let me go ahead and read something to you all. I'm going to try to get through it dry eyed, but this probably won't happen. It's a song that I've been listening to, and I did put a link in a video description below. And I want you to listen to this song sung by the group called Glad. I have a special connection with them because one of the founding Glad members is one of my pastor friends, and I used to play in a worship band. I just had the honor to do just to be around this group was just amazing. Um, Bob Coughlin wrote these words, and Glad, the group Glad, is singing it in harmony, in a cappella harmony, in that link that I um, included. I can hardly listen to the song dry-eyed without getting just being moved by the truth in it. But I want you to try to listen to this mostly because we've talked about a lot of things. We talk about the Christmas holidays, and I don't have to tell you that they can stress us out, getting together with family, maybe being in uncomfortable situations, um, feeling, the pressure to have gifts for everybody. Even as crafters, we want to make something for everybody. I don't do that anymore. Just because everybody I know has stuff I've made. So I don't worry about that so much. But we do like to bless people. And but sometimes with all these distractions, then you have, jolly old Saint Nicholas, which is a lot of fun for the kids and everything, but there's so many distractions. um, and so this song just has a way of cutting to the chase and getting down to what it's all about. So I'm going to read these words, and the name of the song is "In the First Light." So these are the words. In the first light of a new day, no one knew he had arrived. Things continued as they had been, while a newborn softly cried. But the heavens, wrapped in wonder, knew the meaning of his birth. In the weakness of a baby, they knew God had come to earth. As his mother held him closely, it was hard to understand that this baby, not yet speaking, was the word of God to man. He would tell them of his kingdom, but their hearts would not believe. They would hate him, and in anger, they would nail him to a tree. But the sadness would be broken as the song of life arose, and the firstborn of creation would ascend and take his throne. He had left it to redeem us, but before his life began, he knew he'd come back, not as a baby, but as the Lord of every man. Hear the angels as they're singing on the morning of his birth. But how much greater will our song be when he comes again to earth? When he comes again. Hear the angels as they're singing on the morning of his birth. But how much greater will our song be when he comes again to earth, when he comes back to rule the earth? Ah, I just love this song, and I'm just grateful that Bob wrote these words to the song. So definitely take a look at that link in the video description, and you can hear Glad sing this so much better than me reading it. So anyway, I just want to wish you all the very best. Have a great week, and Lord willing, I hope to be here next week. Hope the back holds, and I hope I don't pick up anything. But I hope you guys can stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of your backs. Um,
use a lot of, um, what do they call that? Hand sanitizer or whatever. Just be careful out there. Germs love this time of the year. Um, and I don't love germs, but anyway, God bless you all and see you next week.